Hey guys, welcome to a different kind of video. Alright, so I decided I was going to start doing reviews on SideQuest. I think I'm gonna call this series, SideQuest Sundays, or SideQuest Review Sunday, something like that. I'm gonna post them on Sundays. Probably not every Sunday, but because there's only so much on SideQuest, but you know, I thought it would be a pretty cool idea. And well, I'm gonna start off with a game called Legendary Tales that I came across the other day. I played a little bit of it. I'm gonna do a review on it, and well, at the end, I'll either recommend it or criticize it based on what I came across during the gameplay. So yeah, as I said, you can find this on SideQuest. Apparently I have an update available. I'm going to check that out later. But yeah, so this is the SideQuest page. All you got to do is click install. And it's really that simple. You got to make sure your quest is plugged in and the power is turned on. And yeah, it's really that simple. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to get into, the first thing that I noticed upon loading into the game, first of all, well, there isn't a menu. That's fine, like a main menu. That's perfectly fine, but like it just throws you right into the game. There's not very much of a tutorial. It's just there's signs in the lobby that'll tell you what to do. It's not really it's not really clear. Another thing, upon loading into the game, when you want to walk into the main area of the lobby, I've noticed that the slope, like the first time you load into the game, it's like just the first time, the sprint doesn't work. It's like you're forced to walk, and walking is really slow, as you can see here. And it's kind of annoying. I mean, like, it only does that the first time, like as soon as you load into the game, which is all right, but I'd prefer it doesn't happen at all. Now the gameplay, it's really fun, like really fun. I prefer to dual wield two swords on if I'm being honest. I find it really fun to do that, and I recommend doing it because you can just swing your swords around and like knock the heads off so many skeletons. It's so fun. So yeah, currently there's only one area available in the game, which is understandable. It's a demo. Same with a lot of things. There's only skeletons you can fight. There's one boss actually. And you can only fight a maximum of 3 enemies at a time, which is fair. I mean, I don't think I'd be able to handle more than that, to be honest. I'm not all that good. I just swing the swords around, to be honest. But you feel like a badass when doing it, and I think that's what matters. It does have a lot of replayability, which is nice. I love that in games. It's one of my favorite characteristics of a game, which is nice. And it's just a demo. Like, come on. Replayability in a demo? I mean, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The game is really dark and spooky. Like, you can only see, like, maybe, I don't really know. You can only see to a certain distance in front of you, and it's kind of, I mean, I get why it's there. It's just, I'd rather it not be so dark when it's not there. I mean, one really cool thing is that you can see the skeletons even if they're in like pure darkness. There's also red torches on the wall, which, oh boy, it just looks really cool. And yeah, it's great for people who enjoy like swords and like a horror element to the game, which is nice. which, yeah, I do, kinda. It is really spooky, like, especially when you're jump scared by a skeleton, which happened to me a few times. So overall, really nice gameplay. I love it. I also love knocking the heads off skeletons, especially with my fists, because, well, I don't know. Sometimes I just put away my weapons and beat the hell out of them. It's really fun. And you can also grab them by the neck and punch their heads off, which is nice. I mean, who the hell doesn't want to walk up to a skeleton and just punch its head right off? In the lobby, there's a buy menu. You use souls that you get from killing skeletons. You fill it, and then you fill up an altar with blood. I think it's like 10 souls maybe per item. I'm not really sure. That's what I'm just gonna assume. That's what kind of makes sense, because that's what I seem to pick up when I was playing. There's a lot of items to choose from, which is nice. It's really fun to try them all out. I have spent close to 4 hours messing around with all the items, personally. But, you know, it's different for everyone. And actually, one time, I found something that looked like a magic staff, or something like that, but it turns out it was a mace, or what I can only assume to be a mace, because it turned into a club when I threw the ball on the ground. And, well, I mean, I'm not complaining, because look what I can do with it. Yeah, who wouldn't want to do that? I mean, like, damn. A problem that I do have with it, though, is, well, I mean, I tried to record it. Well, I did record it, but I can't use the audio, sadly, because, well, would you like an example? Yeah, if you didn't notice that, well, there's a hell of a lot of static, and sometimes the sound effects aren't even in place. It's kind of really annoying, and I don't like it. I'm not really sure what could be causing that. For all I know, it could just be a me problem, but I'm not sure about that. This game's really great if you want to just go in and feel like a badass with a little bit of spooky stuff and thrill, I guess, on the side. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it. And oh my god, the boss at the end scared the shit out of me. I didn't know what was happening, because, well, all I knew is I was just fighting skeletons. I didn't know there was a boss or anything like that, so I was just fighting skeletons, and all of a sudden, this thing came out of the ground, and I didn't know what was happening, so I just pulled out my club and started alright, I'm gonna go ham on this thing, which I did, and I ended up beating it in the end, which is nice. I mean, like, I'm proud of myself, because the game is pretty difficult, if I'm being honest. And I appreciate that, because I like a challenge. There aren't any different game modes at the moment, because it's just the demo version. You can't really choose any modifiers at the moment. There's no extra... There aren't any maps other than the one that is there now. Anyway, now the rating that I would give this game out of 10, I'd give it an 8, actually. Like the problems, they're not really that bad. It's just, you know, sometimes you can have a bit of glitchy swords and weapons and whatnot, but it's not that bad, and it's fun. It's really fun. And I think that's all that matters. If you're having a good time, then, well, you're having a good time. I mean, it's definitely not a waste of time if you're having a good time. So I think that's an important part of gaming. And Legendary Tales does a great job of showing it. So yeah, I think I'm going to give it an 8. Now, if you want to check this game out for yourself, I'll have a link to download SideQuest in the description, and you can find it from there. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.